Hello booktube, my name is Adrian and welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a day in the life vlog. I filmed this video back at the beginning of February. When I'm filming this intro and voiceover, it is now the end of March. Currently we are doing the quarantine self-isolation thing, so I have plenty of time right now. I am just like going through all of my backlog videos that I haven't edited yet. And so this is one of them that is ready, that I have finally edited. So that I figured I would explain kind of the fact that I am filming this, that I did film this back at the beginning of February, because in this I take Ryan to school. His school is closed right now because of the coronavirus going on right now, so he's not going to school right now. But back at the beginning of February he was, which is when this was filmed. So I figured I would kind of explain that so that you guys kind of knew what was going on when you watched this. But yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and film film a voiceover and kind of talk about like what I'm doing during my day and like how I kind of fit reading in, I guess. Maybe we'll see. I don't know how this will go. I've never done a voiceover before, so we will see how this goes. And I would love to know like what you guys think of this kind of style of vlogging, so just let me know. So let's go ahead and get into the actual stuff I filmed in February. Okay, so first thing here, you can see I'm reading. I was reading The Fill-In Boyfriend by Casey West and sorting through Sunday school material because I am the coordinator for the kids' church. Then I take Ryan to school and he loves to sing in the car, so let's pause for that. He loves to sing in the car. He was singing a song from Blaze and the Monster Machines, which is like one of his favorite shows right now. So yeah, we just take him to school. They watch some TV in the car when we're going to school, like educational stuff like Blaze. And then I take Ryan in. I leave Lauren in the car because she's kind of a nightmare if I try and take her in. So I leave her in the car, I take Ryan into school. Obviously I do come back and Lauren and I then go home and wait for my brother-in-law to drop off my niece, because 4 days a week I keep my niece while my brother-in-law and sister are working, even though we're not technically doing that right now because of the whole quarantine issue. On this day, I definitely needed to do my dishwasher a lot. My dishes were ridiculous. I decided to go ahead and make some coffee. However, we were out of coffee filters this day, so I ended up just making some hot water and making some tea. But as you can see, I am emptying my dishwasher and then I will reload it. Our dishes get so bad because I hate doing the dishes. I hate them. And I do have a husband who could do them, but I hate emptying the litter box more than I hate doing dishes. So he empties the litter box and I do the dishes. I just like to procrastinate until it's like ridiculous like this, and then I just do the dishes all day one day until I have a completely empty sink, and then that's how it usually works. So this was the day that I couldn't stand it anymore, and so I did all of the dishes. As you can see on my computer over there, I am listening to an audiobook on Scribd. I was listening to What Happens in London by Julia Quinn. I had already finished The Fill-In Boyfriend earlier this morning, or that morning I guess. So I am listening to a new audiobook now while I do the dishes. Alright, at this point I have finished filling the dishwasher with as much as it can handle right now, and I'm making some tea. I don't know if you can tell what's happening here, but yep, there it goes. Lauren just can open the fridge whenever she feels like it now. And she decided she wanted an apple, and by proxy, because she wanted an apple, my niece wanted an apple. So I went ahead and got one out and cut it in half and cut the core out, and then gave each of them half of it, because then neither of them will eat an entire apple. They are small children. And so I just give them half an apple, and usually they don't even eat that. Honestly, at this point, in March, I give them each a quarter of an apple, and then I put the other half of the apple in the fridge, and they will eat it the next day, because they just don't eat a lot. So I cleaned up the apple here, and then I finished making my tea. You can see I have the coffee creamer. That's because I put coffee creamer in my tea instead of milk and sugar. I just put coffee creamer in it because it gives a little more of a flavor to me. So anyway, I went out to my desk at this point to start working on this project while I watched some Sims content. Basically, I made a bunch of little granny squares and I'm sewing them together, and ultimately it will make a photo blanket, so it'll be like pixel art, and it will make a Mario and Yoshi blanket for Ryan because he loves Mario so much. Alright, at this point you can see I'm putting away all of my stuff and cleaning off my desk. I started the YouTube channel, The Business Blaze. I was watching that. I really enjoy it. I like the sense of humor. And while that is playing in the background, I am working on my spreadsheet for my reading. Basically, I track all of my reading in this just to kind of keep track of it all. And I hadn't updated it in a while, so I went ahead and put in all of the things I hadn't done recently into my spreadsheet. So that's what I'm doing now. At some point you will see that I keep getting asked questions by Lauren and the dogs bark, and I think I get up and disappear at one point because the kids needed something. So I will leave here in a minute. And there you go. So I disappear, and while I am gone, Lauren decides she wants to sit in my desk. So she gets up here, and then she will decide she wants to sit with me, and she will sit with me for like 20 seconds, and then she doesn't really want to stay with me because I'm boring, so she leaves and goes back to play with her cousin. Alright, at this point we are loading back up to go pick Ryan up from school. I get my niece into her car seat first while Lauren goes and gets in Ryan's seat because she just likes to be a bother and not get in her seat first. And then we get in her seat and get everybody buckled up and head out to pick up Ryan from school. Ryan is always thrilled when we pick him up from school and we have my niece, because it's like he forgets that we have her all the time, but he is thrilled when he gets in the car and sees that his cousin is in the car. He only goes to school half days in the mornings, so once we get loaded up and get home at that point, it's time for lunch. So you can see this day we had tater tots because I was feeling lazy, so that's what we had for lunch, was some tater tots. You can see Ryan over there and Lauren in the window, and then my niece eating hers. They love it. It's like the best lunch because it's quick and easy if I don't feel like doing something super healthy that day. And then obviously you saw I had the most ridiculous dishes situation, so I'm back in the kitchen emptying the dishwasher again while the kids play after lunch. I don't know if you can tell, but I am 1000% singing right there because I am listening to the Happiness Begins album from the Jonas Brothers. It's like my go-to when I'm cleaning because it's just such a good mix of songs, and they're really catchy and good, easy to sing. So that's what I'm doing here while I empty the dishwasher and reload it, is singing the Jonas Brothers. Okay, at this point I have finally got enough dishes done that half of my sink is empty, so I went ahead and cleaned it. This is honestly my most satisfying thing about cleaning the kitchen and doing the dishes, is having a nice empty clean sink. It's honestly my favorite thing to do. It's also my favorite thing to watch other people do. Like, if you've seen those clean with me videos, when they wash out their sink like this, it's my favorite thing, and I don't know why, but it's the most satisfying thing. You can also see Ryan's hand popping in occasionally because he really wanted to help, but the water was just too hot for him to help. So he keeps sticking his hand in there. At this point, we go to the living room and Ryan plays at my Xbox. Lauren is taking a nap and my niece is under that purple blanket. I'm trying to get her to go to sleep. Once my niece is down for a nap, I decided to go ahead and grind up some coffee because my husband had some whole bean coffee that he had gotten for free from work, and so he hates using the coffee grinder, so I just go ahead and grind up a couple days worth of coffee at a time so that he doesn't have to do it because he hates it. And honestly, I don't blame him because it's kind of a mess. Our coffee grinder is not great. But we were almost out of the coffee beans, so I went ahead and ground it up. At this point, I disappear, and the reason for that is because at this point, my brother-in-law came to pick up my niece, so I went ahead and got all of her stuff gathered up and got her. She had been napping for quite a while at this point, so it wasn't a big deal to go and get her because she doesn't take super long naps. So I went and got her. Once they left, I went back to grinding the coffee, and what you didn't see is that when George came home for lunch, he also went and got some coffee filters because we were just needing some coffee. So you will see once this is done, I go ahead and make some coffee and film it for you guys. Like I said, I do film the coffee for you guys, so please enjoy this montage of just my coffee pot filling up with coffee because I find it extremely satisfying for some reason. Once the coffee is done, which it will be in a second, I go ahead and clean off my counter with some, I don't think you can see what I used, but it was a Mrs. Meyer's Lilac multi-surface spray. I wipe down my countertops because I needed it. And then I get out my current favorite coffee mug, which is this one that says, "At my age, happy hour is nap time." And I just make myself a cup of coffee because honestly, this mug is my favorite, just always, because honestly, it's just accurate. So that is what a day in my life looks like. Obviously this is not a full day because after this like George comes home from work and we have dinner and sometimes we go to my parents' house, but this is just kind of how my day plays out. Not including once, you know, we have other things that we do in the afternoons when George gets home, but I just thought you guys might want to see what I did in a day, or at least I wanted to show you what I did in a day. So yeah, that's all I have for this video today, guys. I hope you found this a little bit interesting. I know it was kind of different, so I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!